The Samsung Gear S3. So far, this has been my favorite smartwatch that I've reviewed, that I've used, and that I've seen. So let's take a look at it now. Okay, so taking a further look or a closer look at the Samsung Gear S3 Frontier, the first thing you notice is the size of it. This is a fairly large watch. I would say large compared to smartwatches. If you compare this to a normal watch, to me it's normal. It's about the size of a G-Shock or any other kind of sports watch, and it's a very premium looking watch. It's made out of stainless steel, so the build quality is second to none. I mean, it feels premium. If you get the classic version, you'll get a leather band, and of course this is the Frontier, so you'll get a rubber kind of soft. It's fairly pliable, very comfortable band. I like it. It matches the watch. But looking at the case, it's about a half inch in depth. I mean, the exact dimensions is 1.81 by 1.93, but like I said, it's stainless steel, and there's your little optical heart rate sensor on the back. It does have speakers, as you can see right here on the left side, and then it's got a microphone here on the right side. There's your microphone. It's got two physical buttons, and then it's got, of course, the dial, and it is a touch screen. But looking at the touch screen, it's a 1.3 inch Super AMOLED display, which allows it to remain on when the watch itself is actually asleep. So the watch face will always be on. Of course, right now I don't have it on my wrist, so it's of course asking me for my passcode. But like I said, it's a 1.3 inch Super AMOLED display. It's got a 1 gigahertz dual core. It's called a Exynos 7270 processor, so whatever that means. Of course, this has got built-in GPS. It also has built-in Wi-Fi, which is actually really convenient. Like I said, it's a Super AMOLED display, approximately 278 ppi according to Samsung's website. And like I said, it's 1.3 inches, so if you compare it to the Apple Watch or the Pebble, it does seem massive, but to me it's the perfect size. I've got larger wrists, larger hands, so I absolutely love it. So far I've had this watch for about 4 days, and I gotta say I'm definitely in love with it. Out of all the smartwatches I've used or tested, this is by far the best. It's my favorite. Samsung advertises 3 days of battery life. Now obviously it's going to depend on your usage. With my testing, I use the screen always on, and I get about 2 full days or 48 hours of battery life, and that's using the screen always on. However, if you turn that feature off, then you're definitely going to get 3 days without an issue. And I get a fairly large amount of notifications and stuff, so I use it quite a bit. And like I mentioned, this is a touch screen. However, I find that just using the dial is more intuitive, and it's extremely snappy. As you can see, you can bounce back and forth between apps. And the side buttons, of course, if you got the top button, you push it once, that's your back button. The bottom button, you push that, that takes you home. And if you hold the top button, that'll open up Samsung Pay, which is by far one of my favorite features of this watch, is the ability to pay with your watch. I've tested it 3 different places now, and it works flawlessly. The cashiers were all kind of baffled. And then of course, like I said, you push the bottom button, and that's going to bring you home. So anytime you get lost in the interface, you just push that bottom button, and that will bring you back home. And if you double tap the bottom button, that will open up S-Voice. And S-Voice works pretty well. It's fairly accurate, so I've tried texting with it and dictating, and it's been spot on. You do have to hold it fairly close to your mouth, though, obviously, so the microphone can pick it up. And then when you're already home, if you push the bottom button, that's going to bring you to all your apps. And again, the easiest way to navigate is you can either touch or use this wheel, which I find is more intuitive, and it's fairly quick. And these are all the apps I have installed. And for instance, let's try messages. I'll just go to one here. Here's my Amazon one. We'll see if it'll let me respond, just so I can show you the voice, even though it's not going to go anywhere. So yeah, so here Obviously, I can use my canned messages that you can edit in your phone. I can use voice. I can send emojis or use the keyboard itself. So let's try the voice. Of course, I'm not very close to it, but we'll try it. This is a test. There it is, and then you would just hit send. So it's fairly accurate, and I'm not close to it at all, and it gives you the option to send it as a text or audio. As I said, my favorite feature so far of this is probably being able to pay with my watch, which is cool. But just the face in Tizen OS so far is the smoothest experience I've used on a smartwatch, and I've used the Apple Watch, I've used Android Wear itself, and Pebble, and finally I've used Microsoft. So I've used everyone out there as far as the operating systems, and by far this is the most intuitive and snappiest of all of them. And of course, this does also have built-in speakers. You can pair Bluetooth headphones to this, or you can use the internal speakers to actually play stuff. I'll give you a quick demo here. I don't know how it'll pick up, but we'll try. And you can use the dial to adjust the volume. And that's all the way up. So pretty decent. And like I said, call quality is fairly good too if you use this to take and receive calls on your wrist with the built-in microphone and speakers. So it's really loud actually for what it is. And then finally, looking at workouts, it does a pretty good job of tracking your steps and calories. However, I think as far as S-Health itself is fairly limited and kind of garbage. Any watch you get, whether it be the Apple Watch, any band that uses the optical heart rate sensor, which is this kind that measures on your wrist, is always going to be inaccurate. I did a workout with this, and I had a chest strap on at the same time just to compare, and this was just so far off that I would consider it unusable. Now, it's going to vary depending on your workout. I was doing an insanity type workout where I flexed the wrist, do a lot of push-ups, so it's going to affect the accuracy. But if you're just walking, or I would say running, where you're not flexing your wrist a lot, it's going to be a lot more accurate. But for what I use, it's highly inaccurate. So I didn't buy it as a fitness band, and so I'm probably never going to use it as a fitness band unless they give me the ability to pair a Bluetooth chest strap to it, which I'm hoping will come in an update. That is literally my one and only complaint with this watch, is that I cannot pair a Bluetooth chest strap to it like I can do with the Apple Watch. So personally, I hated the Apple Watch. I hated it so much I didn't even review it. I gave it to my daughter just because I thought it's a crappy interface, crappy battery, crappy product, and I hate the way the Apple Watch looks. That's just my opinion, but the one feature it did have was the ability to pair a chest strap to it. So, but with that, this is just kind of a first look and demo of this thing. Obviously, if you guys have questions on anything specific you want to see on this watch, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to facilitate that. But like I said, so far this is my favorite smartwatch of any I've owned. It's got tremendous battery life. It's got an awesome display, and just the user interface with that dial just makes sense to me. So like I said, my only complaint is that I cannot pair a chest strap to it, because in my opinion, every single watch or fitness band that uses optical heart rate sensors sucks. So really, they're inaccurate and no good for serious fitness. So if you're looking to buy this specifically as a fitness device, I recommend you get something you can pair a chest strap to, as much as it pains me to say. But if you're looking for the best smartwatch out there, this is currently the best smartwatch that you can buy, bar none. Like I said, I've used every OS out there and tried most smartwatches that are available on the market right now, and this to me blows them all away. So really enjoying it, and I'll try and do some more videos on this just as I get more into the features. And I did forget to mention GPS. That is one thing that is really good on this, is the GPS. Once you lock on the first time, it seems like it locks on fairly quickly and is really accurate if you want to use it for biking, walking, jogging, whatever. It works really well. So with that, So there you have it. That was my review and thoughts of the Samsung Gear S3 thus far. Lately, I've seen a lot of articles from different tech sites saying that the smartwatch is dead, that it was a failure. And obviously, the folks that are saying that have not tried this one. To me, this is what the smartwatches should be, and is bar none the best smartwatch available on the market today. So if you have a Samsung phone, or even a Google phone, you can use this. The rumor is that there's going to be a Gear app for the iPhone in beta. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but right now, if you've got anything but an iPhone, you can use this watch right out of the box, as long as you've got 4.4 KitKat and above. And that's coming from Samsung's own website. But obviously, if you have a Samsung phone, you're going to get the fullest functionality with it. But as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed to my channel and you want to see more reviews, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll keep uploading. Thanks. Give it a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed, please do so later.